The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and our future. Good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this Columbus Day, Canadian Thanksgiving, Indigenous Peoples Day, depending on where you are, to October 13th, 2025. And we begin the last of our first round series. How about that? We're actually halfway through the tournament, I think today, as a matter of fact. Pitting the 7 world champions of our RSN baseball replay history and the 88 Boston Red Sox. In fact, the Red Sox will face the winner of this series, the 2023 champion Seattle Mariners, 2001, and the 2025 champions on the channel, the 1956 New York Yankees. Now, it should be Whitey Ford and Jamie Moyer, but the weather is heavy rain. It is a warm, wet, humid night in New York City. So I don't expect Whitey and Jamie to go all that long. But my gosh, we got a lot of firepower here. John Olerud, Edgar Martinez, Mickey Mantle in his Triple Crown year. He actually did the Triple Crown in our replay as well. So best of 3 today in New York, Wednesday afternoon in Seattle, and if we need a game 3, Thursday night back in New York. So that's the setup for you. The 88 Red Sox await the winner of this series. Who's it going to be? The winningest team that we've ever had on the channel? Or the 56 Yankees? We'll find out next. As Retro Sports Network presents the RSN Greatest Hits Tournament today from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. It is the 1956 New York Yankees versus the 2001 Seattle Mariners. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports and simulation replay needs. Find Dave and Vinny today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. So we'll see how long before the weather will knock out these starters. How you doing, David? Happy Monday to you as well. Whitey Ford hasn't even gotten his ring yet from winning this World Series this year. Thought he was done. What are you doing? There we go. He gets the call here in Game 1. The chairman of the board only started 30 games. 19-6 with a 2.47 ERA. Whitey is 28, a fastball at 87, and a ground ball pitcher. And on this rainy night in New York, here's how the Mariners will line up. Ichiro in right will lead off. Mark McLemore in left will bat second. Brett Boone at second will go third. Edgar Martinez, the DH. John Olerud will bat fifth and play first base. Mike Cameron in center will go sixth. Carlos Guillen at short, batting seventh. Dan Wilson gets the call behind the plate. He'll bat eighth. And David Bell, Buddy's kid, at third will bat ninth. Whitey can go as long as he needs to. The Yankee defense sets up like this. Enos Country Slaughter in left is a 4 and a 3. Mickey Mantle an 8 and a 9 in center. Hank Bauer a 6 and a 5 in right. A better picture of Andy Carey, a 5 at third. Gil McDougald a 7 and a 10 at short. Billy Martin a 6 and a 9 at second. And Bill Skowron, who was the MVP of our World Series this past year, a 6 at first. Yogi Berra, a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. Whitey, an 8 on the mound with a 985 fielding percentage. Again, 79 degrees. The wind's blowing in from the courthouse and right at 7 and a heavy rain. So anticipate a delay and the starters not being able to go all that far. Ichiro hit 350 in 2001 with 8 homers and 69 RBI. How you doing, Greg? Happy Thanksgiving. Whitey deals, and Ichiro draws the walk. For Mark McLemore at 286. Yeah, put the right picture up. 9 triples, 5 homers, and 57 RBI. Any special plans for Thanksgiving, Greg? McLemore hits a ground ball to McDougald. Martin for one, Skowron for two. So 2 out, nobody on for Brett Boone. If I remember correctly, he hit a walk-off in one of those ALCS games against Oakland for me. 331. This is why this team won 116 games. 37 homers and 141 RBI. Whitey deals. That's a line shot to Martin, and that is the first inning. No runs, no hits. The double play erases the base runner after half an inning. It's Seattle nothing. Here come the Yankees. Happy Columbus Day, Andy, for New Hampshire. Yeah, it's a regular work day, I think, for most people. Not this year. Oh, Austin, I'm so sorry, Greg. Always tough to do the big holidays when you're, yeah. The ageless Jamie Moyer is 38 here, which means he pitched for another 10 years after this. 20-game winner for the Mariners in 2001, 20-6, a 3.43 ERA, 33 starts. He throws a changeup, and his fastball is a changeup. Dave's on vacation. Nice. The Yankees will line up like this. It's their first ever DH game on this channel. Gil McDougald leads off at short. Enos Country Slaughter and left will bat second. Mickey Mantle, who did win the Triple Crown for me as well, in center will go third. Yogi Berra cleans up behind the plate. Hank Bauer in right will bat fifth. Bill Skowron, who got a massive hand as he took his infield practice at first, batting sixth. Bob Serve is the DH for New York. He'll bat seventh. Andy Carey at third goes eighth, and Billy Martin at second, batting ninth. Moyer, if all goes well, can pitch into the seventh at 110 pitches. Defensively for Seattle, David Bell is sixth at third, Carlos Guillen a 3 and a 7 at short, Brett Boone a 6 and a 7 at second, John Olerud a 6 at first, Mark McLemore a 6 and a 3 in left, Mike Cameron a 10 and a 5 in center. Ichiro, the best of the defenders, he's a 10 and an 8 out there in right. Dan Wilson a 7 and a 2 behind the plate, and Moyer an 8 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Yeah, no, I get that. Let's go M's. Yep. So here is McDougald, Gil at 311, 13 homers and 56 RBI. And remember, a CFL doubleheader today before they changed the stupid rules. Yep, good old Jamie Moyer. Yeah, the old Bugs Bunny changeups, and that's what he throws. Pitch to McDougald is a fly ball down the line and left. McLemore will give chase, but somebody from Canada made that catch. 0-2 the count to McDougald. Moyer deals, and that is ripped into right at Ichiro, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Like 4 different speeds. It's kind of like Henry Ford in the Model T. You can have it any color you want as long as it's black. Enos Slaughter, one of the big reasons the Yankees made that push in September to win the pennant. 289 in real life, 2 triples and 4 RBI. Greg is 66, and your mom and your dad the last year. Oh, I am so sorry. My mom is still with us. Actually had dinner with her last night. Stuffed ourselves on Mexican food. But my dad died at 60. My dad's been gone about 9 years in about a month. Slaughter, a ground ball to Boone over to Olerud for the out, 2 away. For Mickey Mantle, hit 353, 52 homers, and 130 RBI. I was trying to find some video of Greg on the tubes and couldn't find any. Seriously, you are not on YouTube as far as any of the work you did for the CBC? David's 62. Your mom's been gone 18 years, just you and your siblings. Mom was 92. God bless her. Oh, and dementia. Yeah, that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing. Pitch to Mantle. Struck him. Really? Moyer strikes out Mantle. A 1-2 curve that registers 74. Only voiceover work. Oh, okay. 1-2 curve that he watched. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the second game one of this series. No score. I found some CFL games on your channel. Edgar Martinez, 306, 23 homers, and 116 RBI. Your dad was 89, lost. Oh, that's a pretty good run, though. I mean, for both. It's never easy. Struck him out. Whitey got him on a 1-2. Fastball, 1 out for Olerud at 302. 21 homers and 95 RBI. Yeah, my dad was your age, Greg. He died young. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Slaughter. Well hit. Enos is running back to the track and will make the catch. 2 out. Olerud played here, not only for Seattle and Toronto, but he was the Yankee first baseman in 2004. Mike Cameron at 267, 25 homers, and 110 RBI. So raining pretty heavy here. If it wasn't for television, this game wouldn't have been played. Another hard hit ball to left. Back goes Slaughter. And Enos again will make the catch. Mariners go in order in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1.5 here at the Bronx, no score. So Yogi, Hank Bauer, and Moose Skowron to face Moyer here in the second. Yogi at 298, 30 homers, and 105 RBI. There is a ground ball to third. Bell wipes it off, throws to first. Berra is out. Yogi not a bastion of speed, but again, Bell trying to dry the ball off before he throws it. Brings up Bauer at 241, 26 homers, and 84 RBI. Laces this one, third base side, and foul. And someone from Brooklyn made that grab. Full count now. It's been another good season in the CFL, except for those, the stupid rules. Stupid rules. But on both sides of the parallel, football on Thanksgiving is a big deal. Bauer strikes out. Moyer only struck out 119. In real life, he's got 2 today. A full count fastball got him looking. Here's Skowron. Bill at 308, 23 homers, and 90 RBI. Got him! Moyer pumps his fist as Skowron watched what he thought was a changeup go by at 81. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third in game one, no score. A 20-second clock. Now, I'm assuming that the current would be like the old NFL rules, where once the ball is set in play, it starts, as opposed to the 35, or the 40-second clock in the NFL, where once the play ends, the play clock starts. Yeah, Andy, it just seems to be a copy of the NFL. I can't imagine that people are real happy. Carlos Guillen at 259, 5 homers and 53 RBI. Hard ground ball to Martin. Billy throws to first for the out, 1 away. I've seen some chatter that that the CFL is looking for a merger. I'm not sure how that would work. As I said that, David types, I have a feeling a merger with the NFL, maybe. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a different game. Dan Wilson at 265, 10 homers, and 42 RBI. Base hit left field. First hit for anybody in the ballgame. That drops in front of Slaughter. Makes a puddle. 1 on, 1 out for David Bell. Bell at 260, 15 homers, and 64 RBI. If I remember correctly, Bell hit a couple big home runs in the playoffs for Seattle, which will be the only time, at least in the near future, that we do 18,000 rounds of playoffs. There is a base hit again left field. Slaughter picks it up. Wilson will hold. So first and second, 1 out for Ichiro, who walked his first time up. Opening 9 for Whitey. 28 pitches, still a heavy rain. 2 in the third. 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. It didn't work before, and the American teams would not employ Canadian players. There's nothing wrong with it being a, as Greg would know the term, separate and distinct game or society. Did that make your, hairs tingle there, Greg? Ichiro right to Martin. This might be only play is to first, and Ichiro's retired. Bell slides into second, gets a pocket full of mud. 2 out for McLemore, who's 0 for 1. So runners on second and third for Seattle, 2 out. And he had a friend whose son played in the CFL for a year. I believe he played for San Antonio. Nope, I don't believe that San Antonio is in Canada. Yet living close to Quebec, you like it. There you go. You can play the Grey Cup if there is a merger at Meech Lake. Pitch to McLemore. Walked him. So Whitey has the bases loaded here for Brett Boone, who's 0 for 1. So Wilson on third, Bell on second, McLemore on first. The thing with Baltimore when they won the Cup was that they had been jilted. This was a few years before you could quote the Ravens nevermore. And that market was hungry for football. Pitch to Boone. There's a fly ball left center, but Mantle will get there after a long run and makes a sliding catch on the grass, and the Mariners will leave on 3. Can't do that. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 2.5 here in Game 1, Seattle nothing, the Yankees nothing. A team in Old Orchard Beach. Now, the ballpark, I'm sure, is long gone from there, Andy, right? Where I think they tried a AAA team. That is not. Is that part of Canada? Depends on what time of the year you go. Bob Serve at 304. 3 homers, 6 triples, and 25 RBI. Left field, McLemore going way back there, and Serve has homered. That is in the very back of the bleachers in left center, and the Yankees go up 1-0. It's their first hit of the game. Don't look at that 315. That ball was bombed. Moyer left that one out over the plate, and Serve just crushed it. Milwaukee would make sense because the Packers left in 94. That AAA ballpark still might be in Old Orchard. They haven't played there in 30-some-odd years. Almost 40 years, right? Eddie Carey at 236, 7 homers, and 50 RBI. Up the middle, Boone behind the bag, throws to Olerud for the out. Babe Ruth hit his first pro home run in Toronto. Billy Martin at 264, 9 homers, and 49 RBI. A community revival project. The ballpark? So, Greg, what's your sense? Is it to try to draw a merger with the NFL of some sort? Wow. Pitch to Martin. There is a base hit, left center field. Cameron will cut it off, and Martin will hold with a single. So opening 9 for New York for Moyer. 29 pitches, 2 1/3. The 2 hits, the home run from Bob Serve, and 3 strikeouts. McDougald is 0 for 1. That's cool. High ground ball to Guillen. Between the raindrops, Boone for 1. They will not get McDougald as the throw is late. So 2 out for Slaughter, who's 0 for 1. I would think if the CFL was to expand again that you never know what we're going to talk about on the channel, that Halifax or Atlantic Canada would be where they would go, right? Popped up. Boone waits, dodges the raindrops, makes the catch, and that will do. Yankees get the home run from Bob Serve and get the first run of the series. After 3, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Yankees 1, Seattle nothing. So Edgar, I don't think I gave you his numbers. 306, 23 homers, and 116 RBI. It is definitely not the talk David says that you would ever hear on a Fortnite stream. That's for sure, eh? That is a base hit right center field. That will get past Bauer and go all the way to the wall. Mantle plays it off the scoreboard, and Edgar has himself a double. So the third hit for Seattle. Here's Olerud. John is 0 for 1. Popped up. Left side. Now carrying the outfield a little further than I thought. Slaughter waits and makes the catch. And Martinez goes back and will try to go. Slaughter does not have a good arm. Martinez will tag. Here's the play. They got him. Wow. Computer being quite aggressive, and Slaughter threw him out. So there's some pretty decent speed on this team, but Edgar Martinez has my speed. Mike Cameron 0 for 1. New teams need a 65,000 seat stadium, and Toronto took a 52,000 seat and turned it into 44.5. Yep. 65 even for the CFL? Is that because they would host a Grey Cup? And BMO isn't that big. Pitch to Cameron. Up the middle. McDougald. Great stop. Throw to first. And that will do. So, the Mariners run themselves out of a run. After 3.5, no runs a hit. They've got 3 overall. Yankees 1, Seattle nothing. Oh, the NFL, right. So here are how we got here with the other series. The Cardinals and Dodgers. Dodgers with that 6-run 8th inning of Game 3 advanced to the semis. St. Louis won in L.A. 5-3. The Dodgers beat St. Louis in St. Louis 5-4. And then Ron Say's 3-run homer stopped the Cardinals 6-4 in Game 3. Expos got a 2-run homer from Gary Carter in the first and made it stick in Game 1 here, right here in the Bronx, 2-1. Yankees go up north of the border and beat Montreal 7-4 in the final game. Phil Rizzuto 3 hits, and the Yankees won 6-2. The third series, the Red Sox beat the Reds 4-3, and then somehow, someway, barely held on, and I'm not making that up. They were up 11-1 in Game 2, and it was 11-5. Rice with 2 homers and 7 RBI. So it'll be the Dodgers and the Yankees in one semifinal, and the Red Sox get the winner of this series in the other semifinal. Andy always thinks of Ricky telling Olerud, I played last year with the first baseman also with a helmet. And Olerud, of course, said yes. That was me. And John's from Washington. When the Bills played in Toronto, they only sold 23,000 tickets. And the rest were corporate giveaway. Really? Now, you're from the GTA. Are the Bills the NFL team, or is it kind of a hodgepodge? Mantle struck out his first time up. Rips this one past Guillen in the left field for a base hit. So Mickey has a hit, third hit for the Yankees. Here's Yogi Berra, who's 0 for 1. This should be 2. Hard hopped again. Boone for 1, but Yogi's going to reach. I thought about stealing, but I wanted to see if the computer would throw over. So 1 on is Berra, 1 out for Bauer, who struck out his first time up. All hodgepodge. Okay. And Bauer draws the walk. It's interesting with both of the 77 expansion teams in baseball playing in the American League Championship Series, Seattle and Toronto. How fast did it take, or how long did it take for the Blue Jays to kind of come into their own on a fan basis? Many times the teams would cheer for the opposition. That's great. Moose struck out his first time up. His good luck charm isn't here. Left field, McLemore has it. Berra goes back to second. And the runners will hold. First and second for New York. 2 out for Serve, who homered his first time up, the lone run. Not long. Okay. If Seattle gets Milwaukee in the World Series, it'll be Seattle versus Seattle. The Pilots versus the Mariners. Up the middle, Guillen steps on the bag at second, and that will do. Yankees get a hit. They've left on 3. After 4, it's still New York 1, Seattle nothing. So Guillen, Wilson, and Bell to face Whitey Ford here in the 5th. Carlos 0 for 1. Craig, did you ever work with Dennis Trudeau? Base hit, left center field. Pass middle, all the way to the wall. Slaughter plays it off that scoreboard in left center. Guillen has 2. Slides in, gets a pocket full of mud. And that's the 4th hit for the Mariners. Oh, you didn't? Okay. Dennis Trudeau was the CBC news anchor out of Montreal for 18 years. And apparently cleaned up his image. He was a little hippie guy when he worked for CBC Radio. He passed away last week at the age of 77. First 2 or 3 years, there were more Yankee and Red Sox fans, but that quickly changed. Well, by the early 80s, they were halfway decent. 83 was their first good year. Dan Wilson singled his first time up. Guillen on second. Drops one down. Carey will pick it up, throws to Martin, and Wilson put down the sacrifice. So the tying run 90 feet away for David Bell, who singled his first time up. Got him. So Berra hung on to it. A 1-2 changeup fouled in the glove. 2 out for Ichiro, is 0 for 1 with a walk. Whitey Ford, 18 batters, 58 pitches, 4 2/3. 4 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. You worked with Alex Trudeau. Okay. Fly ball, left field, right field. Bauer will make the grab, and we're halfway home. Pitchers duel here in a monsoon at Yankee Stadium. Yankees 1, Seattle nothing. Join us late. It's the last of the 4 series to get underway. The 2001 Seattle Mariners, champions of 2023, and the 1956 New York Yankees, champions of 2025. Just 1 run in the ballgame. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for Seattle. A run on 3 hits for the Yankees, no errors. Seattle had failed to score on 2 hits and a walk in the top of the 3rd. And Bob Serve, a solo homer, a long, long shot to left center in the bottom of the inning. So on this rainy night in New York, Jamie Moyer, 3 hits through 4, the lone run being the homer by serve, a walk and 3 strikeouts. Whitey Ford, a 4-hitter through 5, he's walked 2 and struck out 2. Andy Carey, 0 for 1. Right center, Cameron has it for the out. I think West Coast baseball nearly happened on a major league level in 1942. Billy Martin singled his first time up. The Browns, the St. Louis Browns, had a deal in place to move into Wrigley Field in Los Angeles. And the vote on that was supposed to be December 8th, 1941. It was postponed. And I'm not sure it would have happened just because of the travel and the restrictions for World War II. But I read over the weekend that at one point they were looking at Milwaukee after the war and before, in the early 50s. And the league vetoed it. And that's how the Braves got to have Milwaukee, because the Browns couldn't go. Browns tried to force the Cardinals out, and the Cardinals laughed. Pitch to Martin. There's a fly ball right field. Ichiro, long run for him, will make the catch, and there's 2 out. Tampa still waits for a fan base. Yeah. So many, in my view, so many similarities between the Rays and the Expos. Gil McDougald is 0 for 2. 18 batters deep for Jamie Moyer. 59 pitches, 4 2/3. 3 hits, the home run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Up the middle, Boone snares it, throws it to first, and that will retire the side. We played 5 in New York. Yankees 1, Seattle nothing. I think Tampa was trying to do a split between Montreal and Tampa. And that was it. I think Montreal would be the perfect American League city. The other team waiting for a fan base, Andy, is Miami. I do feel like the Florida teams are square pegs in round holes. It'll be McLemore, Boone, and Martinez here in the 6th. Mark 0 for 1 with a walk. And he walks again. So Whitey snaps the ball back in his glove. A 4-pitch walk. Fastball missed outside. And low for Brett Boone, who's 0 for 2. That is a ground ball to McDougald. Might be 2. Martin for 1. And the throw to Skowron is late. So Brett Boone will reach for Edgar Martinez, who has doubled, struck out, and thrown out trying to go to third. There's a ground ball to Martin, and he boots it. And a urinal in the Bronx will pay for that one. It is Boone on second. He is the tying run, and Martinez the go-ahead run for John Olerud, who is 0 for 2. That would make sense. A lot of longtime Floridians root for the Braves. And, yeah, they would put the AL East for a couple reasons. You get the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox in the same division. But, yeah, he would not want the All-Canadian World Series, which might have happened in 1993. Poor CBS. Pitch to Olerud. Slow ground ball to second. Martin. He'll go to McDougald for 1. Over to Skowron, and that is a 4-6-3 double play. So the Mariners remain scoreless. No runs, no hits, and the error by Martin does not hurt. We go to the bottom of the 6th here at Yankee Stadium in a pouring rain. 1-0 New York. Slaughter, Mantle, and Barra to face Moyer here in the 6th. Enos is 0 for 2. Struck him out. That's 4 for Moyer. A 1-2 off-speed pitch outside, 1 away. For Mantle, Mickey has struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2. Got him. That's 5 for Moyer. So Mantle looked at a changeup, and we got a good morning and a good afternoon here. Yogi only struck out 29 times in real life, 0 for 2 today. Makes contact into center field. Cameron will make the catch, and that will do. No runs for the Yankees, no hits and no errors. Moyer pitching quite well, but on the wrong end of a 1-0 ball game. Curious that the strike happened in 94 when it was quite possible that Montreal, it was certainly their best team, 94. But again, they weren't in the top half of the National League in attendance. Cameron, Guillen, and Wilson to face Whitey here in the 7th. It continues to pour. 76 degrees and the wind blowing in from that courthouse at 8. Ground ball past McDougald for a base hit. Drainage here isn't all that good in 56. So standing water on the field. Here's Carlos Guillen. Carlos 1 for 2 with a double. I forgot until I played some 93 baseball in Strat that Montreal finished second that year. High ground ball to McDougald. He'll go to Martin for 1 and Skowron for 2. A 6-4-3 double play. So 2 out here, top of the 7th for Dan Wilson, who singled. Can't get much more tighter than this. To third. Carey's got it. Over to Skowron. Stretch time here in the Bronx. 1-0 New York. Mr. Norfolk Southern is doing the worst of the worst and of all the seasons he has, and the Expos are in first place. I don't remember them being that terrible early on. They weren't good. Hank Bauer walked and struck out. 0 for 1, and he walks. If they had beaten the Phillies the last weekend of the season, they would have been in the playoffs. Bill Skowron 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Ripped into left for a base hit. Bauer goes to third. McLemore misplayed it. Yummy, yummy. And Bauer's out. So when I got hacking, it was a base hit for Skowron. Well, let's watch it again. So it was a bad ball, and I think Bauer got caught in no man's land. So McLemore had it. Yep, Bauer did exactly that. He tripped around second and got tagged out by Bell. So 1 out. That's unfortunate if you're a Yankee fan. For Bob Serve, who homered in the 3rd, the game's lone run in a 1-0 ball game. Seriously, the Red Sox at 25 are in first. Some of those mid-20s Red Sox teams still stink, even if they did use Lifebuoy. Pitch to Serve, up the middle, Boone. Guillen for 1, Olerud for 2. How about that? So a hard hit, 4-6-3 double play. And the Yankees go down quietly in the 7th. They got a hit, but it was erased on the base running blunder. No runs, no errors. After 7, 1-0 New York. I mean, the 27 Red Sox are one of the worst teams of all time. It'll be Bells, Ichiro, and McLemore to face Whitey here in the 8th. Bell 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. High ground ball to first. Scourin's got it. 1 out. They're, wow, from 6 down to 2 up. 84 and 59. Here's Ichiro. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Whitey Ford, 90 pitches, 27 batters, 7 1/3. 5 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. Ground ball to Scourin. 2 out. So for McLemore, who's walked twice, he's 0 for 1. That's cool. High ground ball to Martin. Quick throw to Scourin, and McLemore is retired. Are we going to be done in like 45 minutes? Mariners do not put anybody on after 7.5 here at the big old stadium in the Bronx. The Yankees 1, Seattle 0. If we, by the way, get the Yankees versus the Yankees, I'm going to scream. Andy Carey 0 for 2. Pitch from Moyer. There is a base hit, left center, right center field. Ichiro throws it back in, and that's only the 5th hit for the Yankees. Billy Martin 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. And he walks him. So Carey on second, Martin on first. You will pass on that one? I mean, it's a blind draw. Gil McDougall is 0 for 3. 27 batters deep for Moyer. 92 pitches, 7+. 5 hits. No home run to serve. He walked 3 and struck out 5. It is poured all the way through this. I mean, we got a ways to go before we get there. The 78 Dodgers and 88 Red Sox and the 2001 Mariners stand in the way. Line drive to Boone, and everyone's got to scamper back. 1 out. In the 9th for Seattle, Boone, Martinez, and Olerud. Wilson and Moyer have a word. Jamie deals. Slow chopper to second. Boone in the hole. Guillen for 1, and Olerud for 2. How about that? So we go to the 9th. No runs, a hit, no errors, no insurance runs. The lone run of the game was that solo shot from Bob Serve in the 3rd. Yankees 1, Mariners 0. Currently watching 61. I'd love to. The curious thing, if it is the Yankees versus the Yankees, you get Yogi twice. But Mantle versus DiMaggio. And DiMaggio didn't like Mantle. Brett Boone is 0 for 3. 1 to tie, 2 to go ahead. To second, to Martin, 1 out. For Edgar Martinez, 1 for 3. He doubled, struck out, and was thrown out trying to get to third on a ground ball. Whitey deals. Struck him out. Last chance saloon is John Olerud. So Whitey, a 5-hit shutout, so 2 out in the 9th. Well, I think, Mantle was just considered America's Boy Scout. Yeah, I mean, Mickey drank like a fish. But you go back to 1951 in that World Series that they played in together. Mantle was in right. DiMaggio refused to move out of center. And Mickey tripped over a storm drain and twisted his knee and was never right again. You imagine if Mantle had played with 2 good wheels instead of 1? And Olerud draws the walk. So the tying run is on. 2 out for Mike Cameron, who was 1 for 3 with a single. Fly ball, left field. Slaughter. Drifting back. Makes the... No, it's off the wall. Olerud around third. And the Mariners have tied it with 2 out in the 9th. I thought Slaughter was going to get there. It's a short wall down there in left field. But it just kept drifting. That wind is blowing in. It's blowing in from right. So Carlos Guillen now 1 for 3. Cameron, the go-ahead run in a 1-1 game. Whitey was cruising right along here. Rubs up the ball. Throws. Berra has a word. Whitey from the stretch. Fly ball left field. Slaughter gets the 27th out, but 1 run too late. The Mariners tie it with a 2-out double in the top of the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th here at Yankee Stadium. Seattle 1, New York 1. So that's the good news if you're a Seattle fan. If you're a Yankee fan, Mantle, Berra, Bauer, and if anyone should reach, Skowron. Oh, if Cleveland had made the ALCS, that would have been a rematch in 95. I rooted for Cleveland. No, Seattle. I rooted for Seattle that year. Mantle is 1 for 3. He has struck out twice and singled. Fly ball, left center field. Back goes Cameron, but will make the catch, 1 out. I'm sure most of you that are on Facebook have seen the fan rooting map. With the exception of Metro Los Angeles and Chicago, the country's rooting for the Brewers. Here's Yogi. Yogi 0 for 3. Moyer deals. Left field. McLemore going back. He'll turn, and Yogi walks it off. How about that? So Yogi Berra can't show you a replay. We'll walk it off. Hit 11% chance of hitting one here. A double complete game, and the Yankees win game 1 by the score of 2-1. So in 2 hours and 31 fake minutes, all in a downpour, the Yankees win on a walk-off homer by Yogi Berra. 2 runs, 6 hits, an error for New York. They left on 4. Seattle, a run on 6 hits, no errors, and they left on 6. Yogi Berra, who wins the game, is going to be your Digital Dice MVP. Whitey Ford, 9 innings, 6 hits. The run was earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Jamie Moyer, 2 fly balls, left the yard, and that's all they needed. 8 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The homer by Serve in the 3rd and Berra in the 9th. And the final score, 3-1, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. So the pitcher's duel you thought this would be is what it was. And so for now, the Yankees have a 1-0 lead in the series. Game 2, Wednesday at noon in Seattle. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you Wednesday for Game 2. Hopefully, Seattle can make a series out of this. So until then, I'm Ron Chuckett. Have yourself a wonderful day. So long, everybody.